Hello, welcome back to the next part of our Rogue Trader playthrough. Just a quick recap. We explored one star system, we made our way to the next star system, and turns out there was some shenanigans going on with the ship, so we pulled out a warp, went for a bath, and turns out blood came through the water vents. We also threw a party for Kibble, which failed spectacularly. Urlet also wanted us to find a human to kill, essentially, because they touched her and was like, please come to me in a secluded area. We did some side quests, and we are in the process of investigating why somebody wanted me dead, with a lot of blood that had genetic abhorrence in it. So, yes, if you're enjoying it so far, please do give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe if you've done so already, and let's carry on. Right. His Lordship, the Rogue Trader, has seen fit to honour his presence in order to monitor the course of this investigation. You are expected to perform your duties immaculately and report your every step to me. Should any of your actions bring shame to the enforcers, you will answer to me personally. Lord Captain, the three officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. The first Captain, Klein, is a veteran with his record of quelling uprisings and mutant abominations in the colonies. Captain Ginevra is young, but she has already preempted several mutinies among the ship's rebel. Lastly, there's Captain Hitoko. His interrogation skills deserve credit, and he knows how to instill fear and respect firmly in the minds of the riffraff. What are your findings, Phosphar? I should probably have also brought Everyard with me as well, now that I think about it. But hey, we're committed, let's get going. We have discovered a worker's corpse, mutilated and dissected. We are looking into the man's identity and position, but the Chirurgeon's report has confirmed that among all the blood that was pumped into your bath chamber, the documentations was indeed his. The workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for genetic aberration, but the mutations identified are all within the norm of labouring masses. They are being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. Even taking into account the neighbouring decks only, that constitutes hundreds of people. How do you plan to question them all? That sounds like a solid question. Our interrogation techniques are broad and varied, however, nothing loosens the tongues like corporal punishment, beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. When combined, the psychology pressure, such methods work wonders. An unfortunate necessary to let us return to. Yeah. Do you have any working theories? The mutants are plotting. They've been spreading like void rats, so they're getting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your lordship with their plague. It wasn't an attempt on the Lord Captain's life, it was a threat. The rebel are planning a revolt, so they're trying to terrorize us. See, you'll drown in blood. Intelligence pride themselves on such metaphors. Meanwhile, Captain Hitoko is convinced that it was the work of fears that surviving cultists. However, I believe this to be a warning rather than a threat. What we need to establish is who is trying to warn us and of what. It's a interesting hypothesis, but I doubt it is simple. That's it, mistress. grant me access to the investigation files. I have my own thoughts on what's going on here. Of course, Master Interrogator. What do you propose we investigate first? The body, once we have ascertained the dead man's identity, be able to locate his associates by narrowing down the number of suspects. Captain Clyde's in charge of examining the corpse. Yes, your lordship, I am almost done with my report as soon as really on to you. Then let us begin. While we look for Clyde's report back, please enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared for your Lord Captain. I'm here to investigate, not to eat. Reinforces the bastard. Colour greys are covered with blood and arrow and shoes. Apprehended him while he was trying to break through to entertain the rebel. Going through a scuffle, we barely managed to restrain the troublemaker. He demanded an urgent review, Mistress. Oh, sugar. What do your enforcers think they're doing, Jocasta? Why are you assaulting my people, denying them water like they're criminals? You've got teenagers and elderly folk here. They're all just ordinary workers who've done nothing wrong. No, I'm Rick. What do you think you're doing, attacking my people, chastising me from the Lord Captain? Get up, why have you charged? Your Lordship, I ask you please to protect your servants from abuse. Explain yourself, I will not have you disrupt the course of discussion. Have patience, I am Rick. As soon as the culprit is found, your people will be released. Seems to be really good, those people are to be. In that case, I request permission to join my family. So be it, let him see his family, and he also has the duties he needs to by his own. You can see your family. Thank you, Lord Captain. I hope you find the culprit before another 100 workers are forced to suffer the same fate. Got a point there, really. Bit heavy-handed, but we need to do it. Identifying the victim was proven impossible. His face has been smashed in and his body so badly banged there are too many wounds determining his cause of death. But presumably he died after the killer slit his throat. That's how they drained his blood. No external signs of mutation were found. In other words, we have nothing, Klein. This isn't a report, it's a declaration of your competence. Before the Lord Captain, you will keep digging around inside that corpse until you have produced some results. Let's study their face. It does not wish to trample on honor with words of comfort. No external signs of mutation, you say. What about internal signs? Forming an autopsy walls is advisable due to the danger of contamination. You see a flash of genuine horror in Client's eyes before it his gaze turns to velocity. You've seen that look before in the eyes of other veterans. It's the expression of something reliving painful memories that have left behind deep scars. They cannot hope to overcome such trauma on their own. They would need help or a partner or perhaps some strong emotional stimulus. I've heard that the Medicaid officers often perform autopsies in pairs, one close to the body and the other because the findings should find the part of Klein. Turn away from Klein. It would seem that I had an exaggerated opinion of the veteran's courage. You should get some rest. Duties. Yeah. According to Regulation 1 enforcer is required for this duty. Your lordship's proposal is reasonable. Did you have someone specific in mind? No, I do not. You may assign them. Let's go for Ginevra, I guess. You catch Ginevra's grateful look, and then watch how she smiles, encouraging her Klein. Come on, Klein, you'd better teach the greenhorns how to carve up mutants. I'm grabbing a pair of respirators to make sure we don't catch anything. Oh, could probably bite me, come back to bite me in the ass. Clyde up to his elbows and blooded eyes flaring defiantly. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are genetic nightmare. It's a bag of corruption, rot in human skin, extra organ scales, atrophied, ingrown limbs, but that's not what's important. The body was disfigured posthumously. They killed the mutant with surgical precision before opening up his throat and draining his blood. It wasn't until after the actual murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up the wounds. The wounds were so brutal I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden, and I found this in his throat, imprint and bloodstained raven feather. A certain legend springs to your mind, one involving Saint Corinne, who was granted a pardon of enemies hiding among the faithful. When Corinne prayed to the emperor for a sign that might reveal the traitors, a raven's feather burst out of their mouth. So inscribe the names of the conspirators. Only someone versed in symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. For what purpose was the corpse mutilated? It's imperative that we find him having mutilated the body. Remember Saint Corinne, could this be a sign? What tattoo? What do pipe workers have to do? Anything? Client, we should give you a glass of Amasec for your good work. You look like you need it. Number 3. Biomutants do not make allusions to saints. This was someone well versed in the creed. Good number 5. Clyde accepts the glass and downs it instantly. Evidently, he is in no state to savour the banquet and taste the fine drink you have offered him. What tattoo? What do pipe wardens have to do with anything? The pipe wardens are a worker clan. The service is the ship's sewer systems. The 2 indicates the worker's status and personal number. This one was SP-24601, Senior Pipe Warden. Well, at least you just have it's imperative. What is our next step? We should run the victim's identification number through the masterwork log cogitator. It is a machine spirit. If the machine spirit favours us, we will be able to narrow down the number of suspects. Ginevra, that is your arena. Allow me to introduce the esteemed tech priest Androvetta Fee. She believes she has the right to obstruct the investigation and refuse to grant the enforcers access to the master cogitator. I request that the lay woman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the masterwork cog, locked cogitator. The venerable spirit is ill and is in no disposition to ensure such abuse. What's the problem with the machine? The spirit is old and quick to anger. It therefore calls for a sensitive approach, not as much as intrusion by a brutish laywoman. Since the start of this watch, the spirit has been unwell, so we have been trying to soothe its woes by applying sacred I could have fucking pronounce that, and sensing the great machine's spores. The dogma of data recuperative prohibits any disturbances to blessed machines found to be in such a state. What exactly does this data recuperative dogma prescribe? Let no profane hands touch the sacred machine stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from all worldly troubles by a veil of righteous litany, and let it shine by frightfully honoured till the malady is no more. Paragraph. Judging by Ginevra's expression, she would rather have her profane hands touch Joffrey's face and neck. Pascal, how profane would you say your hands are? I am Magus Explorator and this vessel's engineer here Prime. The profanity of the unit's hands, as well as the rest of the limbs, organs, and augmetics is null. The honoured Mega supervised the layman's tactful interaction with the spirit. I will sanction this disturbance. Yeah. Raising her hands. Omnicide for there was the great spirit was infected by a allied person. This is the culprit you should be searching for. Not some pipe modern sacrilege. Registering the category 3 act of sacrilege resulting in a category like Epsilon Quadro transgressive scenario requesting the inclusion of the offender in the registry of wanting entities for the purpose of expiative disposal. We have discovered that the cognitive malfunctions began after an unauthorized attempt to access it was made. Someone deliberately angered the machine spirit in order to bury their work logs. Thankfully, the esteemed sacrifice was able to appease the spirit and extract the information we needed. Cool. The victim's name was also on the day he died. He was serving valve 27B, which supplies water to the rogue trader's bath chamber. He had a partner who rejected to repair on duty since the incident occurred. We have a suspect. Who is the partner? Senior Pipe Warden, Gwedon number SP26855, an 8th generation Pipe Warden. No registered infraction, excellent discipline, perfect work record, explanatory servant of the Imperium. Did the murderer get to the cogitator as well? Impossible. Since the start of the watch, this area has been used as the centre of operations. No rebel could have slipped by unnoticed. Moreover, the common pipe warden wouldn't know how to communicate with machine spirit. The murderer had helped. Master of the Arms, how do you propose we find our new suspect? Before Sorbet can respond, Heretic could say, your lordship, there was a man named Gwedon among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Please allow me to question the man in your presence. Bring him in now. Right, bring him here now. Ooh. Before you stand Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from bruises and several of his fingers are broken and sticking at odd angles. He stares vacantly into the distance with watery eyes. Start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill Lord Captain, didn't you? What's this? Heretical brands. Cultist scum. Yes, it was me. I tried to put a curse on Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual. Rubbed elbows with the damn demons, consulted with them, with him. All to carry out a dark plot and doomed Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master. We have ourselves a model cultist here. There was a ritual, a curse, and a plot. He even consulted with the demons. How kind of him confessed to all that immediately. His words, he is trying to paint them over with fake garish hues, but his abductory carries with it too much black and grey. What does he hope to accomplish with this? He has admitted to everything. The vermin I have insisted time and again that the assassination attempt was carried out by one of his fighting henchmen. And I was right. I guess we weren't so thorough in clearing them out as we thought. Just unfair. Hardcore looks proud of himself and self-important. Geneva is biting a nail, as if hesitant to say anything, so back of the worker in silence. Apparently sunk deep in thought. Meanwhile, Klein merely stands still with distrustful grimace on his face. Other than Heretical, no one else here seems to believe that you all can get the real culprit. Expel it on Geneva. You have much to learn from Heretical. Would you agree? Jacosta, Martial Arms, do you find it strange that the suspect is so eager to paint himself as a heretic and in such preposterous fashion, no less? So this is the work of the final dawn. I agree, Lord Captain. Tarback growls at worker. I want the truth. Who are you, and who told you to give us this pathetic confession? Forgive me, your lordship. I am not Guerdon, and I am not a heretic. You asked me name. I am a laundryman. Please have mercy. I took my family. That enforcer said she'd throw them out the airlock if I don't confess. She made me draw these unholy marks on myself. What enforcer? Name. Give me her name. Ginevra. Ooh. Ginevra. The steely edge of Savage voice. Causing everyone present to freeze, but you also hear another woman. You will deal with her later. I'll handle the search of Guerdon myself, or Captain. What you have as I scoot this demon worshipper. Hold on, he's lied to us more than once, and maybe he's lying to us still. Geneva, do you have anything to say? Spare the man, wash off these heretical symbols, and let him rejoin his family. Hang the heretic, even farcical symbols and mentions of the action were capable of drawing corruption. Cut his rations for a month and have him scrub the lower decks after shifts. Burn him and his family along with him. Be sure to leave the rest. Number spade. Yeah. It will be done. There is no cause for alarm, Captain. This conspiracy may have been a fake, but it's only a matter of time before we find the real culprit. We have the pipe warden's names and identification numbers, and we know which clan they are from. We'll keep pressing the ref until either of the culprit confesses or makes someone turns him in. I'll handle this. Please enjoy your meal on the interim. Lord Captain, the scoundrel will appear before us soon enough. Lord Captain, the real pipe warden Gwendon has been found. He's been escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Gwendon himself? I have no more questions. Bring in the pipe warden. Yeah, I have a question. The bloody... the pipe warden does his best to remain reverently bowed, which paints a rather comical picture given his formidable height and complexion. Lodges his head, tugging his spears. Senior pipe warden Gordon, honoured to serve for Captain and ready to confess to everything. You are the real pipe warden Gwendon, are you not? I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. I'm pipe warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP26855. My work partner was the late auto number SP24601. I oversee the water supply system on the upper deck sectors A-K, K-8 and R-2. That includes valve 27B. There can be no mistake, I have verified the identity myself. It has been confirmed by other workers. Why did you kill your mutant partner? I didn't kill him, I don't know he was a mutant also. I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking, but then a servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but sharply. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump the blood into the pipes and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come after me too if I did. Whom do you mean by the servant of death? A holy slayer in black and crimson and bone feared by all. They are quite quiet and merciless, as death itself. They come from the shadow to kill because the Emperor commands them so. You have already met the servants of the Bloodspun Web, Lord Captain. Their grim possession is not one of the upper decks will soon forget. Why did you fill my bath with blood? I did as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your lordship should be bathed in the blood of poor Otto, my partner, and I, well, he gulps. He was scared. I was scared, so I obeyed. The first spinner, are you talking about Vizier of the Bloodspun Web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultist, the lot of the worship. He worshipped the Emperor by killing his spinners. Hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. Say that again. If the Vizier ordered it, there must have been a reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. Summon the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. I wish to hear his explanation. As you will, my Lord Commander. Your Lordship, if I may ask what happens to me now, I never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing it as the Emperor willed it, but here we are. I am a simple man. I know pipes, and I know them a lot better than all of this people's business. My eyes aren't they used to be, but I can still smell rust and metal, though not so much people's thoughts. Granted, the true 7th Emperor would, I will have you provided with the best oracular implant for your work. You were deceived into becoming an accomplice. I will not punish you. Give him lashes, hopefully. Go on. You can have some new eyes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your lordship, I will serve you faithfully, and I will never forget your mercy. That's what it's all about. It's all about merciful. Dominus Seth willed to see me, and I have summoned you to discuss your actions of your apprentices. Let their deeds be weighed. Investigation had established that the Bloodspun Web orchestrated an attack on his lordship by means of pouring unholy blood into his bath. This affront. Dominant Seth knows the truth, so it was done. So I did will it. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red river of their smouldering lives, and I did see wailing and blood staining the bays reaching for the anointed Lord of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whispers. He bid me bathe the domain in the blood of Web must go, and they who have been righteous for this will shield the domain and strengthen his body against the roiling unclean I obeyed. Do you claim that you did it because the God Emperor willed so? I speak, move, draw breath because he wills so. I defy not the Undying One, neither in death thy good gifts, and takes nor in my living existence. What do you mean by the roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but it was corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid waters. In old pipes, it promises the deception of an enforcer smell. Its face is elusive. The man you killed, who was who? I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. Yes, we need more knowledge than that. The situation is clear, your lordship. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of his own servants to guide us and warn us of hidden threats. God Emperor, I thank thee for protecting us, even though there are instruments of your protection whose purity and holiness I may never understand. Seth, regardless of how regularly you kneel before an altar, I advise you take this warning seriously. If I am correct in my suspicions about what is transpiring here, and I pray to the throne that I am not, then you can indeed consider this incident a sign that the Emperor is watching over you and the ship. Wise Lieutenant Hendricks, if you have any theories about what it is occurring here, share them. Could it be a coincidence that the victim of the ritual is the romantic operation? The cult of the Bloodspun Web will face prosecution for their deed. If you think so, you think that your tales will save them from punishment. I will not have murderers and bloody rituals committed on my ship henceforth. The cult is banned from engaging. No. Could it be a coincidence that the victim was like abhorrent. The officers around you keep respectful silence, but can tell by their faded smiles and find their idea of doubting the Emperor's motives. Yeah, no. My theories are classified information of the Inquisition. I cannot divulge without good reason. If evidence comes to light that confirms my fears, I would disclose everything necessary. If, however, my concern is baseless, I would not wish to share. The cult of Bloodsport will face no persecution for their deed. Yes, I will tell them. We are seeds in your hands. Give our life whether you keep us or scatter us with remain grateful. Be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hope that closing the culprit would lead us to Operations Lair. So that the investigation must continue, but the Bloodsport won't find the reasons breeding on my ship. Let the do that. But no spinner or brave warrior from the domain sec find the roots of the plane, or it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its foul nature, only its faults are never human. Wise. It is unclean force that we need to find very well. Let Wise find them, he knows how, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forget about it. Is a fearsome hunter when he hunts the flagship point whales, when he thinks my teeth creak and I can feel pain as if I'm becoming again. But his power is great indeed, he can hunt down our prey. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like everyone here is eager to lead the master to master points. That is all, Master Arms, your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap this investigation on the officers of the deck. My duty will be done. When the threat is limited, I will brief the fathers while you consult my Master Wise on the council. Right. So we need to speak to the master, the choir master. Choir master. Where are you? It's probably gonna be. Probably gonna be in his, yeah, I think we need to go here. Well, I'm fairly glad I, split it. So let's head to the Choir Master. Right, let's find the Choir Master. I think he's, he's in here. Yeah, there's the Choir Master. You shroud your mind well, your lordship, and yet I can guess why you have come. With all due respect, I am asking you to reconsider. Reconsider what? I've not asked my question yet. Your intentions are fairly easy for me to infer. You are looking for mutineers, and the only reason why you come to my master is in order for me to turn to the world for answers. Your predecessors came to me with the same orders. Once nothing good came of it, please believe me, or captain, when I say Martin, of course, was the least of the problems we faced at that time. So you say you have performed the ritual before, Theodora? Many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious, perhaps not his interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I found the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. She worried about the ritual. Lord Captain, do you know what proverb about staring too long into the abyss? That's fine. I don't think I have. I must take my leave. Right, we'll leave it there for today. Again, if you enjoyed it, please do give a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you've done so already, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.